Folks, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. I'll explain. Number one, it's absolutely free. Means you don't pay a dime out of pocket. Number two, you can use creation tools to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, like I'm doing with my phone. Number three, if you want to hear it on multiple platforms, Anchor can do that for you. So you can hear it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, among others. And the thing is, you can make money without anybody listening. As little as that. And everything you need to do is to make a podcast is all here. To get started, please download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You'll be glad you did.
Quite simply, just congratulations to Alabama. An outstanding game. I thought the difference in the game was third down offense. I thought their quarterback made some plays, keeping plays alive outside the pocket that extended drives that kept our offense off the field. Offensively, we had a hard time getting a rhythm because of that. And then I just thought that their front is as advertised. Gave us a lot of trouble getting going. I'm proud for the way the guys competed in the second half. Like with all films, there will be plenty of things to correct, but also plenty of things that I think that will be positives that we can take going on to week 2. With that, I'll open up for questions.
Good morning. You heard Manny's opening statement after 44-13 loss to Bama yesterday. I'd like to give you my take on it and give my thoughts on it. Number one, let's realize who Bama is right off the bat. They're the clear-cut favorites to probably repeat as national champions again. I mean, let's get that out of the way right now. That being said, it's one thing to face Bama. And it's also another thing to lose to Bama. But it's completely unacceptable to get embarrassed again by Bama. But Bama embarrasses everybody. Come on. Let's be real about that. But to not compete and to coach scared and to play scared, I mean, that's unacceptable. I mean, you cannot play scared at all. Okay. Let's get that little issue out of the way right here and now. We played scared and we coached scared yesterday. Okay. To understand how bad it was. I mean, I said there were a couple of keys we had to have in order to win last night. It was win yesterday. One, I felt we had to stop the run. That did not happen, obviously. I felt we had to get home with 4 to Young early. That obviously did not happen. Like, we allowed 344 yards passing to Bryce Young. He was comfortable in the pocket. That, folks, was unacceptable. When you talk about another couple things here, he had 4 touchdown passes. Okay, 4 touchdown passes. You cannot do that and expect to win. Now we look at the numbers, okay? Look at the numbers. Those numbers are ugly, ladies and gentlemen. We allowed 344 yards to Bryce Young, passing, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I felt for us to have any shot to win yesterday, we had to be a +2 in the turnover margin. That did not happen at all. We were a -2 turnover margin. And we turned it over 3 times yesterday. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not going to get it done against an elite team like Bama. Okay? Bama was 10 for 16 on third downs. We were 6 for 14. We allowed 501 yards total offense, and we only get 266. I felt for us to win, we had to have at least minimum 125 yards rushing to have a shot. Minimum to have a shot. We only get 88 on 31 carries. They sacked De'Eric multiple times yesterday. That Bama defense is very good. I mean, let's make absolutely no mistake about it. They were very good. What else is there to say? Think about it. Bama had 28 first downs to 18 for us. Time of possession. Bama held the ball for 37 minutes and 2 seconds to 22:58 for us. That, my friends, is not going to get it done against Bama. There's no way. It just can't be done. It just cannot happen. I mean, we saw it. And what does it mean for recruiting? Let's just talk about that for a second. There were a lot of blue chip recruits at the game yesterday. Many from South Florida. I had to think it was definitely a bad look to get embarrassed in front of the nation and in front of blue chip recruits that were at the game that were looking at us in Alabama. I mean, folks, let's be frank, ladies and gentlemen. We just didn't show up yesterday. Now, but Bama does that to everybody, to be fair. Now, there were 7 opponents that were ranked before us yesterday that Bama had faced in the opener. Of course, Bama won them all. Now, of those 7 teams that lost to Bama in their season opener, only 3 would finish ranked to end the season. One of which, 2009 Virginia Tech, 2015 Wisconsin, and 2016 Southern Cal. And Southern Cal in 16 finished number 5 in the country. Top 5 to end the season. So, we knew what we were facing off the bat. You knew who Bama was. We know we're going to have to shake this off, get ready for App State on Saturday in the home opener. But some would say that's when the regular season really starts. That said, let's give out the dreaded report card. Offense has got to get... I could give it an F, but I'm going to give it a D because I did see some of the younger players have their moments yesterday. Namely X. Namely Key. But aside from that, just another terrible game for the offensive line. I felt that was an important matchup. We had to win the matchups against Anderson. It's a shame that their other linebacker, Allen, gets hurt. Hopefully he's okay for them. But yeah, you have to win the battles in the trenches on the offensive line. You had to win those matchups against the Bama front, that Bama front 7. That did not happen at all yesterday. That clearly did not happen. Period. That clearly, folks, did not happen. Period. Defensively, I'm going to give an F. The reason for that is, A, we did not get to Young. I felt that was one of the keys for me. We had to get to Young early with 4 and free up the back 7 to do other things. That clearly did not happen yesterday. That clearly, folks, did not happen. You have to do better than that going in. That clearly did not happen. When you look at the numbers, our offense allows over 354 yards passing, 147 rushing. You cannot have what happened yesterday and expect to win, especially elites like Bama. You cannot. To me, it looked like we didn't show up yesterday, and it clearly showed. We did not show up. We allowed 147 yards rushing total. The worst part is we had 7 penalties for 75 yards yesterday. That, folks, isn't cutting mustard against a great team like Bama. You can't do that. That's not cutting it against that team. No way. Coaching, I don't give report cards for coaching that much, but this one I have to give an F to coaching. Listen, I love Rhett Lashley. I love the offense. But it's concerning to me that in big games, it seems like we coach scared. Or Rhett Lashley gets conservative in big games. I mean, we had nothing to lose yesterday. Open it up. Open it up. You have nothing to lose. You had nothing to lose yesterday by opening it up. This is the number 1 team in the country we're facing. This is just the best team clearly in college football. And you don't compete, and your coach scared? I mean, my goodness. I mean, show some heart at least. Show some fight. I clearly did not see that yesterday from this staff at all. Well, in closing, I want to say I hope we bounce back this coming Saturday against App State in the opener. And I'll say this now. App State is not a team to take lightly. I want to see now how this team responds to such a demoralizing loss the way we suffered yesterday against Bama. I want to see where we go starting the rest of the way on Saturday against App State. That's the only opponent we care about, and that's where we need to go going forward. I'll talk to you again on Thursday when I preview the App State game. Win or lose, go Canes.